Students, let's see question number 10 of exercise 2.4. Question is, Aman's age is 3 times his son's age. 10 years ago, he was 5 times his son's age. Find their present age. So basically the question is, there are two persons, Aman and his son. So the first line says Aman's age is 3 times his son's age. At present, Aman is 3 times of his son. Like suppose his son is 10 now. So Aman's age will be 3 times of 10 means 30. This is the first condition we have. 10 years ago, he was 5 times his son's age. Now one more relation is given. The relation before 10 years. 10 years ago he was 5 times. He means Aman. Aman was 5 times his son's age 10 years ago. So basically we have to find their present age. So here we have assumed son's age to be x years. If son's age is x years, obviously at present we have a relation. It says Aman's age is 3 times his son's age. So then Aman's age will be 3 times of x according to the given condition. So this will be 3x. Now, if son's present age is x years, so what will be the age of his son? What was the age of his son 10 years ago? Obviously, x minus 10. 10 years ago, x minus 10. If 5 years ago, then it would have been x minus 5. Okay, so 10 years ago means 10 years before 10 years. So obviously, his age was 10 less than present age, so x minus 10. Okay, x minus 10 was the age of his son 10 years ago. And what was the age of Aman 10 years ago? 3x minus 10, because Aman's present age is 3x. So 10 years ago Aman's age was 3x minus 10. Okay, now we have a condition here. 10 years ago he was 5 times his son's age. So 10 years ago Aman, it means Aman was 5 times. What I told you, if I say A is 5 times of B, if I say A is 5 times of B, so we will multiply B by 5, then they will become equal. If A is 5 times, then we will multiply B by 5. If B is 5 times, then we will multiply A by 5. Okay, so here 3x minus 10, this is the age of Aman. Okay, this was the age of Aman before 10 years, and this was the age of his son 10 years ago. So now 3x minus 10 was 5 times. So it means if it is 5 times, so we will multiply other side by 5, x minus 10 by 5. So 3x minus 10 will remain same. If we multiply this bracket by 5, so we get 5x minus 50. So now this, as you can see, this equation is formed. Okay, so by solving this equation we can find the value of x, and if you once you get x, so you can find son's age and Aman's age. Okay, so this is the question. The main thing is, if in two quantities, suppose we have two quantities A and B, and if I say A is 5 times of B, then we will multiply B by 5, so they will become equal. Because if you have two numbers, suppose 10 and 2, earlier also I taught you this. If you have suppose two numbers 10 and 2, here it is a clear relation that 10 is 5 times of B. So if 10 is 5 times of B, so we will multiply 2 by 5, then they will become equal. 10 is 5 times, but here as you can see we have multiplied 2 by 5. So this is the thing. This is known as balancing of equation. So let's start 2.5 now. 2.5, the very first question is solve the equations. Actually, first I am telling you the algorithm to solve this kind of equations. Algorithm means step by step procedure. Okay, so here as you can see the coefficients are rational numbers. What is the coefficient of x here? 1 upon 2. What is the coefficient of x here? 1 upon 3. If I write equation 2x plus 3 equal to 5x minus 9, something like this. So this is simple equation because here the coefficients are integers. 2, the coefficient of x is an integer. Here also 5 is an integer. But what is happening in this equation? In this equation the coefficients of x are rational numbers. Constants are also rational numbers. Here it is 3, here it is 1 upon 5. Here it is 9, it is 1 upon 4. So this is the difference. Look at the difference between these equations. So these equations, this type of equations you have learned, okay, earlier you have learned to solve this kind of equations. Here in this exercise 2.5 we will solve this kind of equations in which the coefficients will be rational numbers, as you can see, 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 3. So what is the procedure, what is the algorithm to solve this kind of equations? So first I am making you understand about the procedure or algorithm. Listen, here how do we solve this kind of equations? Basically we convert this kind of equations into this form, into simpler form. This is called simpler form, where the coefficients are integers. Okay, this form is known as simpler form. This is slightly complicated form. So here we will reduce this form into this form. But how we will reduce? There is a way. What is the way? Basically first we have to take LCM of all the denominators involved in the equation. As you can see, 4 denominators are involved here, 2, 5, 3 and 4. So first we will take the LCM of all these denominators, 2, 5, 3 and 4. So as you can see here, the LCM is 60. Now we will multiply on both sides by this LCM. Why we are multiplying? Because we have to eliminate all the denominators. Because by eliminating all the denominators, the equations will be converted into this form, into simpler form. If you reduce all these denominators, then the coefficients will become integral. Integral means integers. Okay, so if you multiply on both sides by 60, so what do you get? Look at here, I have multiplied both sides by 60, as you can see. Okay, 60 into x by 2, 60 into 1 upon 5 equal to 60 into x by 3 plus 60 into 1 by 4. But remember, if we multiply one side by any number, then we multiply other side by the same number. We cannot multiply, suppose this is equation, this is an equation, x equal to y, and if you multiply, suppose 6, if you multiply both sides by 6, so you'll get 6x equal to 6y. This is the right thing, this is the right way to do. But if you have x equal to y and if you multiply only one side, you do not multiply on other side, so this is a wrong thing. We cannot do this operation. Okay, if we are multiplying, so we have to multiply both the sides. Okay, so now, so 2 we can reduce 60 by 2, so 2 30s are 60, so 30x, again 12 3 20s are 60, so 20x, and 4 15s are 60, so 15. Now if you see, look at this form, this is simpler form, because now see the coefficients of x. Coefficients are integers, 30, 20. So this is the way to convert this form into simpler form. Okay, like this we can convert this form into simpler form. Take the LCM. Here is the procedure to solve the equations. Okay, step 1 is take the LCM of all denominators. This is the step 1. Step 2 is multiply on both sides by LCM of given equation, and step 3 is simplify to get simpler form, and then after getting simpler form, step 4 is solve for x. Now we solve for x. Okay, so this is the procedure or algorithm to solve the equations in which the coefficients are rational numbers. Remember this thing, Okay, these are 4 steps which you have to follow. Now look at question number 3. It says x plus 7 minus 8x upon 3 equal to 17 upon 6 minus 5x upon 2. Okay, so as you can see, again look at the coefficients. What is the coefficient of x? Again a rational number, minus 8 upon 3. Here also minus 5 upon 2. So we will use the same thing, we will use the same concept. What we will do first, what is the step first? Step first, take the LCM of all the denominators. What are the denominators here? 3, 6 and 2. So first we will take their LCM. The LCM will be 6. Now what is the step 2? Now we multiply on both sides by LCM. So what is LCM? 6. So now we will multiply LHS and RHS by 6. So 6 into x, 6x, 6 7 is 42. So 6 into 8x upon 3, 6 into 17 upon 6 minus 6 into 8x, 5x upon 2. Now 6x will remain same, 42 will remain same. So here we can reduce 3 to just 6, 2 8 just 16x, 6 and 6 gets cancelled, 17 minus 2 3 just 6, 3 5 just 15x. So now as you can see the equations, in this equation the coefficients of x are integers, 15, 6, they all are integers. Okay, so like this we can convert this form into simpler form. Okay, yes. Question number 5. Question 5 says 3t minus 2 upon 4 minus 2t plus 3 upon 3 equal to 2 upon 3 minus t. Again we will take LCM of 4, 3 and 3. The LCM is 12. Now we will multiply LHS and RHS of the equation by 12. So this is LHS, this is RHS. So as you can see, I have multiplied both the sides by 12. So 12 into 3t minus 2 upon 4 minus 12 into 2t plus 3 upon 3 equal to 12 into 2 upon 3 minus 12t. So now as you can see, we can reduce 12 by 4. So 4 3 are 12. Here also 3 4 are 12 and here also 3 4 are 12. So now 3 into 3t minus 2 minus 4 into 2t plus 3 equal to 4 2s are 8 minus 12t. If we multiply this bracket by 3, so 3 3s are 90, 3 2s are 6 minus 4 into 2t 8t minus plus minus, because if you multiply plus sign by minus sign then we get minus sign. So 4 3 are 12 equal to 8 minus 12t. So look at this equation. This equation is clearly simpler form. So now by solving it we can get the value of t. So like this we solve the equations in which the coefficients of variables are rational numbers. So this is the concept. So now you have to try other questions.